Our budget is now ready for the numbers and the percentages. Let me read my budget activity or my budget game card to you. You are a high school graduate. You work at a local clothing store as a salesperson. You make $10 an hour. You work 5 days a week, 8 hours a day. You rent an apartment which is located across town. Your rent is $800 a month, and it costs you $6 a day to ride the bus to and from work. You spend $60 a week on food, and your favorite hobby is golfing, so you spend $40 a week on entertainment. All right, also in our instructions, I want to make sure that you guys notice the instructions in number 4, the additional information that I want you to take care of in your budget. Number 1, you have a roommate and your rent is half of what your card says. You're going to include $40 per month for cell phone. You're going to include $50 per month for clothing. You're going to include $15 per month for renter's insurance. And you're going to assume that all of your utilities, including electricity, natural gas, water, cable, internet, and garbage, are included in your rent. All right? So let's go ahead and let's start with the income. So it says income, salary, use net pay. Well, we can just toggle back here to my net pay, and it was 1076.44. 1076.44. And notice it already turned into currency because I had already told that column to do that. I have nothing that said anything about interest and dividends, so for right now that's 0. And no other income, so that's 0. Total income is adding those 3 together. The way that we do that is we're going to use the sum function. If you do not have this little extra bar open, go ahead and click on the More, the arrow on More, and then you'll find this, again, this funky looking E, which is sigma in Greek letters. And if you click on that arrow, you'll find the sum function. And then you're just going to left click and highlight the 3 boxes that you want to add. Let up and press enter. So, and it should say $1,076.44. Now working through the fixed expenses, again, these will not be the same as yours. You have to go by what is on your card. But remember, rent is going to be half of what your card says because you have a roommate. So mine says it's $800 a month, so I'm going to put in $400. That is half. Renter's insurance, it is $15 a month per the instructions. And per the instructions, utilities, internet, cable, and garbage are all included in our rent. So that's going to be 0. Okay. Variable expenses, that is just a title. So we're going to go down to food. Referencing back to my card, it says you spend $60 a week on food. Well, remember, this is a monthly budget. So we are going to take that weekly amount of $60 and multiply it by 4. If you don't know that off the top of your head, you can always do a formula here. You can do equals 60 and then times, which is a shift 8, 4. As for clothing, per the instructions, we are to budget $50 a month for clothing. Recreation and hobbies can be found on your card. For my card, it says my favorite hobby is golfing, so I spend $40 per week on the entertainment. So again, I need to take 40 times 4, which I know that's 160, but if I didn't know that, I could do a formula here. I do equals 40 times, which is shift 8, 4. $160. The next thing is transportation. Transportation, this could be anything from the bus fare to gasoline to auto repair to anything like that. For us, it is going to be riding the bus to and from work. So my card says it costs you $6 a day to ride the bus to and from work. Okay, $6 per day. So I'm going to take 6, oops, I forgot my equal sign, equals 6 times 5 days a week times 4 weeks. That equals $120 a month to ride the bus. We're back to utilities again, and our instructions say that electricity, natural gas, water, those 3 are all included in my rent. So those are going to be 0. The cell phone, we are going to budget $40 for. And I think we've included all of our expenses. So now we need to do a total expenses. So make sure that you've got the right box selected before you select the sum function. Remember, you're going to go under the E, select sum, and I'm going to start at the top, start at the rent box, left click, and drag down, clear down to the utility cell phone, let up, and then press enter. So my total expenses are $1,025 a month. The formula to determine surplus or deficit is income minus expenses. So we're going to do that as a formula. We're going to do equals, then we're going to arrow up here, and we're going to do total income. I want to click on that, and then I want to do a minus total expenses. Wait a minute. Where did I go wrong at? Equal total income minus total expenses. So I have a surplus of $51.44.
Back again.
We just have the last step to do, and it is figuring out the percentages. And we want to figure out how much each expense is a percentage of total income. The way that we do that, I'm in column D, and we're going to use a formula again. We're going to use the equal sign. So I'm going to do equals 400, or the rent, and divide that by total income, and press enter. We want to be able to copy this down, and we will be able to, but we want this cell, the C9, to stay the same, to not move. And if we would copy down, this cell would move one down every time that we copied this down. So we are going to make C9 absolute. And to do that, we use dollar signs. And so we're going to do $C, $9. Now we are able to get your cursor at the bottom right hand corner of that cell and copy down, and you can get all of those different percentages just by copying down. And this is actually at 100%. But if we wanted to copy this and paste this in, we'd get 100%. So that is our budgets completed with the numbers and their percentages.